Squidward tentacles, the grumpy neighbor, the failed artist, the clarinet enthusiast no one asked for. We all know him as the guy who can't stand SpongeBob or anyone else in Bikini Bottom. But here's the thing. What if it's not just a one-way street? What if Bikini Bottom also hates Squidward back? This isn't just about a guy who hates fun. This is about a town slowly turning its back on someone who never really fit in. If you think that's the worst part, wait until we uncover the real reason Bikini Bottom hates Squidward. Part 1. Squidward was doomed from the start. From the moment we meet Squidward, it's clear he doesn't belong here. He lives in a town full of cartoonish chaos, but he's not chaotic. He's bitter, sarcastic, and tired. He works at a fast food joint he hates, serves customers he despises, and goes home to neighbors who treat boundaries like a challenge. And yet, he stays. But the key to understanding why Bikini Bottom hates him starts with how Squidward sees himself. He believes he's above it all, that he's better than everyone around him. In his mind, he's a misunderstood genius surrounded by idiots. Take the episode Squidville. Squidward finally escapes to a gated community full of people just like him. It's supposed to be paradise, quiet, clean, and classy. But within days, he loses it. He's bored out of his mind. No one annoys him. Nothing breaks the rules. He realizes it's not just SpongeBob and Patrick that bother him. It's everything. He hates routine. He hates structure. He hates himself in a world where he gets what he says he wants. Even when Squidward is at his lowest, he would still subscribe to this channel, and so should you. And that's the tragedy of Squidward. He doesn't know what he actually wants. He says he wants peace and quiet, but when he gets it, he's more miserable than ever. Keep that in mind, because it's the root of everything that goes wrong. Part 2. Squidward pushes everyone away. There's this idea people love to believe, that Squidward is the victim, the underdog, the only sane person in a city full of weirdos. But when you zoom out, you realize that Squidward doesn't just hate SpongeBob's chaos, he hates joy itself. Let's look at Good Neighbors. It starts off normal, SpongeBob and Patrick trying and failing to be friendly. But Squidward escalates it. He installs a high-tech security system called the Self-Operating Nap Destruction Elimination Rover, or SONG, just to get some peace. The problem is, this robot goes haywire and ends up destroying the entire neighborhood. All because Squidward couldn't just say no thanks like a normal person. Instead of setting boundaries, he tries to one-up them, and Bikini Bottom literally pays the price. And then there's that sinking feeling. SpongeBob and Patrick are digging tunnels to visit each other underground. They aren't even bothering Squidward directly, just spending time together, but Squidward takes it as a personal offense. He gets so fed up that he digs a tunnel himself just to stop them, and ends up trapping himself in their madness. No one forced him into that situation. He just couldn't leave it alone. This is the pattern. SpongeBob and Patrick do something harmless or goofy, and instead of ignoring it, Squidward escalates every single time. But maybe the clearest example comes from Choir Boys. Squidward auditions for a prestigious choir and sees SpongeBob there too. Instead of focusing on his own talent, he obsesses over beating SpongeBob. When SpongeBob impresses the choir director, Squidward fakes an injury to sabotage him. And in the end, Squidward doesn't even get the spot. It's not SpongeBob's fault. It's Squidward's inability to let anyone else succeed. That's the thing people overlook. Squidward isn't being dragged into chaos against his will. Half the time, he throws himself into it, out of jealousy, out of spite, out of bitterness. The chaos he claims to hate, he fuels it. Keep this in mind for part 3, because when the town starts pushing back on Squidward, it's not just because he's rude, it's because in his own way, he's worse than SpongeBob. Part 3, why Bikini Bottom can't stand Squidward. So here's the real twist. Bikini Bottom doesn't hate Squidward just because he's mean. They hate him because he never gives anyone a reason not to. Let's look at House Fancy. Squidward competes with his rival Squilliam to prove who has the better home. What starts as innocent bragging turns into full-blown destruction. He wrecks his own house trying to outdo someone he claims to hate. And when it all crumbles, who does he blame? Not himself. Never himself. He acts like the world is out to get him, even when he's the one holding the sledgehammer. In Are You Happy Now?, Squidward reflects on never having a single happy memory. SpongeBob tries to help by planning a series of fun activities to cheer him up, but Squidward shuts down every single one, no matter how thoughtful they are, and when it doesn't work, he spirals into a full existential crisis. You can't blame SpongeBob for trying, He genuinely wants to help. But Squidward won't let him, because deep down, Squidward chooses to be miserable. Then there's the original Fry Cook. When the original Fry Cook returns to the Krusty Krab, Squidward treats him with just as much contempt as he does SpongeBob. The guy is polite, professional, even accomplished, and Squidward still finds a way to be rude to him. It's not about who you are. If you smile too much, if you enjoy your job, or if you're just happy to be alive, Squidward hates you. The truth is, Squidward doesn't just dislike Bikini Bottom, he resents that everyone else seems to enjoy it more than he does. It's like he's trapped in his own bubble of bitterness, and every time someone shows him a way out, he rejects it. Not because it won't work, but because he refuses to change. And maybe that's why the town distances itself from him. Not because he's weird or different, but because he never meets anyone halfway. He expects to be understood, respected, admired, without ever offering that same respect in return. At a certain point, people stop trying. You push people away for long enough, they stop coming back, and in Squidward's case, that's exactly what happened. Final thoughts. Why Bikini Bottom hates Squidward? So, is Squidward really the villain here? Not exactly, but he's not the victim either. He's someone who never learned how to adapt, someone who resents the world for not being what he wanted, and makes everyone else miserable because of it. He judges, he mocks, he isolates himself, and then wonders why no one invites him in. And Bikini Bottom, they noticed. Slowly, quietly, they started tuning him out, ignoring his art, dismissing his complaints, leaving him behind, not out of cruelty, but because Squidward pushed them away first. The truth is, Squidward never wanted to be part of Bikini Bottom. He just wanted the world around him to shape itself into something quieter, something classier, something more like him. But the world doesn't work that way, especially not this one. And so, instead of evolving, he closed himself off. And when you build walls around yourself for long enough, people stop trying to climb them. They just walk the other way. Maybe it's not that Bikini Bottom hates Squidward. Maybe they just got tired of someone who hated everything they stood for. Because in a town built on laughter, jellyfishing, chaos, and weird little songs about pizza, Squidward was always going to be the odd one out. But here's the twist. Underneath all the bitterness, Squidward does care. He sticks around, he shows up to work, he doesn't leave. And that tells us something too. Maybe he's not trying to change the town anymore. Maybe, deep down, he's still hoping the town will finally change him. Also, you can now become a channel member to get exclusive channel perks. Every member will get a shout out at the end of every video, along with a lot of other perks, so make sure to check that out if you want to support us. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into Bikini Bottom's biggest mysteries.